Hello everybody, John12 back here again with another video, and today I bring you another Who Would Win battle. It's been a decent long time since my last one. The last one I did was the Chi-Chi versus Chun-Li fight, so if you want to know my my general little speculation of that fight, go to my channel to check it out. But today I give you Wonder Woman versus Android 18. This was requested by a subscriber of mine, and I have actually I was actually like rounding up an end game for my Who Would Win battles because everybody wants the Goku versus Superman, and as much as I want to do it, I just want to set it up a little bit, have a little setup here, but I've been getting some requests, so that's pretty awesome. It's a good segue to be like, you know what, let's just push that a little off the cuff, if you will. Just put it aside for a little while. We'll get to it. I as much as I want to be hated by all of YouTube, I'm gonna hold off on that. But it is coming, folks. Goku versus Superman will be here, and I will make it, and I will give you my definitive answer, which will destroy, the Earth as we know it. Oblivion is coming, if you will. That's what I like to call it. So that Goku versus Superman is like my end game. But I do have a couple of Who Would Win battles in between there, and I'm getting requests, which is awesome. So it's pretty decent. Nevertheless, we're here to talk about Wonder Woman versus Android 18. Now, if you've not seen any of my prior Who Would Win battles, everything is subjective, folks. And when I'm talking, I'm not giving a definitive answer. The overall point of these videos is to give you guys the topic of who do you think would win in a fight. And generally, I give a brief synopsis of each character's powers and abilities, then give you a brief little breakdown of how I think a battle between the two would go, and then give you my general answer as to who I think will come out on top as the winner. But that in any way does not mean that's the definitive answer. Of course, when it comes to certain characters, writing, fuck logic, if you will, to various characters and other characters, there's a huge fan base for in comparison to another character. And a lot of people like to argue and bitch about everything that goes on with, these types of characters. But overall, I'm just trying to have fun, and that's what I hope everyone else out there listening is trying to do. We're here to have fun. I'm not here to be like, oh, well, this character is, she or he or it is going to win because of these reasons. Of course, there's 10,000 billion, various freaking reasons as to why a certain character would beat out another character, but this is my personal subjective thought. So, nevertheless, let's get right down into it. Today, let's start off with Wonder Woman's powers and abilities, Wonder Woman / Diana Prince. And because she was sculpted from clay by her mother, she was given several Olympian gods' abilities. So various divine empowerment goes to Wonder Woman as a character. For one, she has superhuman strength, she has superhuman durability, she can fly, she has superhuman speed. Not to the point where she's the fastest person in the DC universe, but she definitely has the ability to stay on point with characters like Superman and the Flash, even though those characters, I think, are faster than her. But overall, she is a pretty fast character. She has superhuman reflexes, agility, stamina. She has a healing factor, and she has various other types of abilities, enhanced senses, vision, sense of smell, hearing. And she's an expert at hand-to-hand combat, and she has various other kind of supernatural, if you will, kind of abilities given her by her mother and by the gods and stuff like that, like wisdom. And she's also a master tactician, strategist. She's also a master at archery and swordplay and lassoing, of course, throwing, stuff like that, obviously because of the lasso of truth. And she has various, I wouldn't say, like, deep weaknesses, because Wonder Woman is definitely one of the strongest and most powerful characters in the DCU, but she could be taken down by specific weapons that pierce the skin, like arrows and bullets. But when it comes to various other kind of weapons, I think she's pretty much okay. But of course, beyond that, she has tons of equipment, like her golden armor, her lasso of truth, the Black Lantern ring, you know, stuff like the invisible jet, the tiara, which, you know, could also be used as a razor-edged boomerang. So stuff like that. She has various weapons. But then again, she doesn't really need weapons. She's freaking Wonder Woman. But overall, that's pretty much a good rundown of her powers and abilities and what she can use. And when it comes to these fights, I'm not going to be specifically giving any outside influence. So when it comes to Wonder Woman, I won't be using any other characters in her rogues gallery or characters that could come into a factor. So usually it will just be between her weapons, her physical strength, and her power. Now let's move on to Android 18. And when it comes to Android 18, I'm going to do the same thing. Like, I'm not going to bring in the other androids like 16, 17, or Cell, or Krillin, or any of the Z Warriors. It's strictly going to just be Android 18 and Wonder Woman, as always, when I do with these who would win battles. But anyways, moving off of that, Android 18 is, of course, extraordinarily powerful. When it comes to her character, it's kind of hard to pinpoint specific characters' power levels, because, of course, power levels can be obsolete throughout the series, especially post-Frieza saga. So it's kind of hard to be like, okay, well, this character is this power, this character is this power. It's really hard to do that, but when you base it off transformations, then you can get a general gist of, like, who and where is a character's strength. You know, so in comparison to Android 18, when it comes to the Z series, you can pinpoint her power in between this personal physical strength of your standard Super Saiyan to an experienced Super Saiyan. That's practically almost a Super Saiyan 2, an Ascended Saiyan, if you will. So that's where you can pretty much pinpoint her power. She's stronger than your standard Super Saiyan, which makes sense seeing as how she's been able to beat various Super Saiyans in the Z series, you know, like Vegeta, Goten, Future Trunks, Kid Trunks, and of course in the Future Trunks timeline, she, with her brother, of course, destroyed all the Z Warriors. So she's definitely a major threat, and she is an extraordinarily powerful being, and she's extremely strong. So it's definitely no denying. I mean, like, just watch the Android 18 versus Vegeta fight, you would know how strong she physically is. But beyond that, she has incredible durability. She has various abilities, you know, like most characters in the DBZ universe have, you know, like energy attacks, ki, energy mines, and finger beams, flight, she can fly, energy waves, just various other incarnations of basic energy wave techniques. But beyond that, one of her biggest trump cards when it comes to her energy-based attacks, or special abilities, if you will, is, of course, the Destructo Disc, which she learned from Krillin, which could be a major factor in the fight itself. But beyond that, that doesn't mean that Android 18 is completely, you know, overwhelmed with power. It's because of her design. She's basically a device, if you will. She's a machine. She's an android. She's half machine. But Dr. Gero created her in a specific way that she's basically this device, and built inside her basically keeps her continuously charged with energy. So she has an unlimited, infinite, as it's stated, infinite supply of energy, which basically prevents her from being exhausted during fights, and definitely supports loss of power and energy. So she's definitely a formidable opponent to any type of character, specifically the Saiyans. And she's also a very skillful character. When seen, she can pretty much hold her own in a fight. She can take down damage, of course. And also because of being an android, she doesn't age the same kind of way that other normal people do. So think of it as kind of like Wolverine, in a sense, where she ages, but she ages extremely slow. And because she's also human, she has the ability to gain new skills, techniques, and power, which as seen in the Majin Buu saga, where she's definitely a lot stronger, and she's been training, so she's obviously a lot more skilled than how she was in the Cell saga. So overall, Android 18 is a major threat. Now, when it comes to Wonder Woman versus Android 18, this was very difficult. I was requested this, and I was like, God, I don't know, you know, because as much as I love Wonder Woman, I equally love Android 18. She's an epic beast of a character. I mean, like, she kicks ass, she fucking is dominant force. I mean, like, she dominated Vegeta. I mean, granted, I got some comments being like, oh, well, everybody dominated Vegeta before. Not the way she did. Not the way she did. She basically just destroyed him, technically, and then waited for him to exhaust all his power and just whacked him right in the arm and broke it in half. I mean, like, that's pretty epic for any other character. And this is when Vegeta was on a high. He just defeated Android 19. He became a Super Saiyan. Everybody marveled at the greatness of the Prince of All Saiyans, and she tore that fucker down. That was one of the most epic moments for her personally. And it's just a coin toss, I think. But overall, let's just go right down to the breakdown of the fight. This is my speculation, folks. So, of course, you know, anybody can disagree with me. But overall, this is just my personal thoughts, subjective speculation. My guess is, when it comes to a physical hand-to-hand combat match, they're definitely very skilled opponents. But if I had to definitively give you guys an answer as to who I think would win in a hand-to-hand fight based off skill and technique, I would go with Wonder Woman. She's been training longer than Android 18, and Android 18 hasn't really had the greatest of opponents to train with. She's never trained with a character like King Kai. She's never trained with Goku or a Saiyan character. She's only trained with Krillin, and with herself, so it's kind of hard to say. And of course, the only reason she was capable of dominating majority of the Z Warriors is because Dr. Gero devised and put into their head, to their hard drives, that basically giving them a blueprint of all their opponents' powers and abilities and techniques. That's one of the main factors. That doesn't come into place in this fight, though. That's the major problem. She does not know how Wonder Woman fights, and because of how powerful and technically solid Wonder Woman is, she would dominate Android 18. Then again, there comes a huge factor. Android 18's ki. Android 18 could just destroy Wonder Woman with an energy wave, destroying her and possibly even the planet. You know, which she could do. She has the power to do that. She could just, like, destroy Wonder Woman and just send her towards oblivion. It would be amazing. But if you take out ki, if you take out all the energy attacks and just put them in a ring together just to fight hand-to-hand combat, all based off technique and skill, I go with Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman definitely has skill, training, and physical superiority against Android 18. Android 18, she's great. She's a physical dominant force. She can kick ass. She can learn. Because she's human, she has the ability to learn new techniques and skill in the fight. But the only reason she would ever have an advantage over Wonder Woman, physicality-wise and skill-wise, is unless Dr. Gero researches Wonder Woman, puts it into her hard drive, and then she would know how to take down Wonder Woman. Until that happens, Android 18, based off skill, would lose that fight. She would be dominated. She would have been taken down. Wonder Woman would have destroyed her. Now, if you bring in ki, that's a whole different thing. It's a coin toss, because at the end of the day, when you bring in ki, she could destroy Wonder Woman. But then again, you have her durability, superhuman strength durability, not to mention Wonder Woman's healing factor. So it's kind of like the Hulk versus Broly thing. It just all really depends on how much power she's going to throw at her. If she's throwing out a fucking wave of energy that's going to destroy not only her, but the entire planet with her, Wonder Woman's a goner. She's going to be taken down. She would not be able to survive. So my guess is these are the two basic breakdowns on both battles as of right now, in my personal opinion. Number one, based off physical appearance, technique, skill, and dominance, Wonder Woman would beat Android 18. She's just better. She's just stronger. She's more skilled. She has a healing factor that tops Android 18's. And Android 18 can be destroyed. She could be destroyed, and she could be taken down, you know, from a much more skilled and stronger opponent. We've seen that before. So it really is going to Wonder Woman's favor in the first fight. Second fight, bringing in ki. Oh, it's such a coin toss. It's a huge coin toss. It's a 50-50 chance. You just flip that coin, heads or tails, for Wonder Woman Android 18. Because personally, I think Android 18 could beat her based off ki. But it's a huge coin toss because of Wonder Woman's healing factor and durability. It really depends on how much power she's going to be able to take. And we've seen Wonder Woman take down gods. She can fucking deal with huge attacks. So overall, it's a coin toss. Second fight. But here's the trump card, folks. Here's the part where everybody's going to hate me, and this is where shit goes down. Here's the factor that plays a huge part in this fight that could really go into Android 18's favor, or maybe even Wonder Woman's favor, but mostly Android 18. So Android 18 basically has the Destructo Disc given to her by Krillin. She learned it. She knows how to use it. There you go. Destructo Disc is a very hard ability to use. It's definitely the most deadliest power in the entire Z series. You know, multiple characters know how to use it. Krillin, Android 18, Frieza, Cell, you know, there you go. Those characters can use it. But you have to use it very precisely, because if you fuck up, you end up cutting you run the risk of not only missing your opponent, but also affecting your own, you know, well-being. So, Android 18, I'm guessing she would have the technical and mental skill to not only use the Destructo Disc wisely, but also use it to her advantage. So let's just say, for the sake of the argument, Wonder Woman is dominating Android 18. She's shooting a whole bunch of energy beams and waves and blasts and power blasts right towards Wonder Woman's face. She's taking it in, but she's still coming in with more. The fight will just not go down. It really all depends on whether or not she can just specifically find a way to catch her off guard, use possibly multiple versions of the Destructo Disc, shoot it at her, make sure she's not in any type of crosshairs, and then connect, and then it's over. Wonder Woman's dead. She can't survive being sliced into thousands of little pieces and then just being blown to blitz by her fucking power energy wave. It's done. It's a done deal. So, in my personal opinion, the first fight would be amazing. Freaking amazing. The physical fight will be awesome. I mean, like, just in and of itself. Second fight is a coin toss. Third fight, if Android 18 can find a way to use the Destructo Disc wisely and not get caught in the crosshairs of Wonder Woman and the fucking Destructo Disc, then it's a done deal. It's over. So, at the end of the day, and this is just my personal opinion, Android 18 wins. She's the winner for this fight. It's definitely a coin toss for a majority of the fight, but overall, if I had to say who would win in a definitive fight, I go with Android 18. And I'm not trying to be like the DBZ artard here and be like, oh no, all DBZ characters would win. I just gave you various reasons as to how Wonder Woman would win. And Android 18, even though she may not be as skilled as Wonder Woman, she has the ability to not only dominate her, but also to learn from her mistakes and then beat her again, you know, so it's definitely a very interesting fight. So it's fucking awesome that I got requested to do this, because at first I was kind of loathing doing this fight, but overall, I think it's a pretty badass fight. I think it would be an amazing, you know, video to make, if you will. So overall, I love it. Wonder Woman versus Android 18. I'm not picking favorites. I love both characters equally, literally. And, especially if you compare that to my Goku versus Superman, something's going to be weighed in. But overall, for this specific fight, Wonder Woman and 18 are basically equals. I love them to death. But in the first fight, Wonder Woman would win. Second fight, it's a coin toss. And third fight, if Android 18 can use the Destructo Disc to her advantage, she has it for the win. So overall, I guess Android 18 I'm going with. So, Android 18, aka Lazuli, later known in the series. Overall, I think she would win. But anyways, that's just my speculation. In the comment section below, let me know what you personally thought. Who do you think would win in a fight between Wonder Woman and Android 18? And of course, let's be all fun and positive about this. I don't want these videos to be riddled with hate and people like, oh, you're stupid and blah blah blah, and that's horse shit. Wonder Woman's way better. She's way cooler. It's not about popularity, folks. It's all about the power and abilities of these characters. So that's all I'm trying to get out there. And overall, I think Android 18 would win. So personally, that's just how I'm going down with. But in the comment section below, let me know what you personally think, of course. And if you guys want to know what fight I have planned next, my next Who Would Win battle fight will be between Silver Sonic the Hedgehog versus Mewtwo. Yes, I was requested to do this fight, and I'll be bringing you that next week, if I'm not mistaken. And we're getting closer and closer to the Goku versus Superman fight. So, but hopefully you guys request more videos so I can put it off more. I'm just saying, I don't want to be hated so easily. So, anyways, in the comment section below, let me know what you personally think about Wonder Woman versus Android 18. Go to my channel to check out Chi-Chi versus Chun-Li and my prior Who Would Win battles. And of course, stay tuned for Silver Sonic the Hedgehog versus Mewtwo. I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already. This has been John 12.